Hello there, and welcome back to Nimbasa City again. Yay. The path to the next gym badge is actually very short, so I'm going to lengthen that process, and we're going to take a quick detour. Now, this is actually a place you can explore prior to doing the Nimbasa City gym. I chose to do it after, but it is good experience if you do it beforehand. This is over onto Route 16 east of Nimbasa. Now, you can't really go too far in this direction. It's just an area that you can kind of explore for now and get some stuff, starting with the Macho Brace. Now, if you're into effort value training, this item is all for that. Otherwise, you probably don't really want to use this item because it halves your Pokemon's speed, and you're going to get effort values throughout the game naturally, regardless. It's mainly an item used for effort value training. I mentioned effort values in a past part. It's a complicated subject and more for competitive battling, but it is worth pointing out. And if you do have a slow Pokemon that you want to get faster stat buffs to, then maybe you'd want to consider it. Anyways, on to the routes. We do have trainers to fight, so all aboard. Choo choo. Trains. Probably should take the experience share off of Trapinch. I just realized that. When I was speaking of trains, has anyone ever played the game Lionel Train Town? Because if you have, I don't know. When I was a younger kid, my parents got, well, I think it was my dad, he got me this game. It's called Lionel Train Town, and it's a game where you just fiddle around with trains in an imaginary world, and it is a game for younger kids, but man, that game was so fun. For somebody who didn't really have a lot of video games and stuff, that thing kept me entertained for hours. That was a great game. In fact, I actually did go back and play it again, I think maybe a year and a half ago. And even as somebody who's way too old for the game, it's still fun. It's just one of those childhood memories in terms of gaming that I have. A UFO just destroyed some track. There is a couple battles we can fight on this route, although it is not that large of a route, so you can probably breeze through these battles relatively quickly. Whoops! I'm not very familiar with the move Bulldoze. I did not realize it was a move like Earthquake that hit everybody, including your allies. Whoops. That was not meant to happen. Moving swiftly along. Oh, that was so bad. I couldn't see the bottom screen, so I didn't realize I was targeting my whole team. That is the downside to not being able to see your bottom screen when you film. as someone who drives very, very frequently now, and somebody who lives in an area where the roads aren't designed for people on bicycles, combine people and bicycle. I hate cyclists. They make me so nervous because it's like I get really nervous driving around them. It wouldn't be so bad, but the area I live is not designed for people to be on bicycles. Not a fan at all. You can grab a fresh water from the guy in here, also a vending machine. Never hurts to have some lemonade. I wish you could buy in bulk though, but that is the end of this area. There is nothing else we can do in terms of east of here. Now back onto the route, there is a few things we can do, starting with, we can use strength to unlock a little bit portion of this route. Now there is 3 new wild Pokemon here. Gothita, which evolves into Gotharita and Gothitella, and Colossus, which evolves into Delusion and Gothita is exclusive to Black 2, the other one exclusive to White 2. They're both psychic types. They're both average, I guess you could say. They both get outclassed by Espeon and Sigilyph, but they're both decent Pokemon. They're still usable. There's nothing bad about them. They're just not the strongest choice for Psychic-type Pokemon. Plus, I think Gothita's really, really creepy. I don't like it. The third Pokemon is Amalga. This is the electric flying type squirrel. I'd say the most interesting thing about it is it does have a very interesting typing. As for strength though, it is not the strongest electric type. It's kind of your generic cute looking electric type that every Pokemon game seems to have, kind of like Pachirisu. I don't really recommend it unless you have interest in that flying electric type. It is cute. I mean, it is usable, but definitely not the strongest of Pokemon. More interestingly over here is the TM66 Payback. It's a dark type move. If you act last, it deals more damage. This is good on slower Pokemon. And of course, it is where you do have to keep in mind, if you're someone who level grinds and is always way above your enemies and levels, probably not a good idea to use this move because your Pokemon will be naturally faster from being a higher level. If, however, you're like me and you always seem to be behind your foes and level, it is a good, pretty solid move for this point in the game. If you have the HM, I should say, cut, you can grab yourself a heal ball over there. Automatically heals the Pokemon to full health upon catching them. And then we can fight one more person here. And then last but not least, actually, we're going to be doing this next part. Up here, this leads to the Lost Lorn Forest. I'm going to head back and heal up my Pokemon, and then next time we will check it out. So, thank you, and good night.